grade. Let's go ahead and get started on our homework for this week. I would really like to start on the Staar reading practice. This is just an example that I have made of a Staar passage that you might see. And a lot of the questions are things that we've been talking about in class, like character relationships or impact on the plot. So we're going to read this story and do the questions together. I am going to read the story with you and just do some thinking out loud. And then when we get to the questions, I'll read the question to you, but I want you to pick the best answer. Okay? All right. So go ahead and start by putting your name right here. I am Miss Ambrose, but you are not. So please write your name. And I'm number 0, and today's date is September 22nd, 2025. Okay. The Lost Puppy. Read the story below, then answer the questions that follow. Paragraph 1. One bright Saturday morning, Mia went to the park with her mom. They were walking down the path when Mia heard a strange sound. She looked around and saw a tiny brown puppy hiding behind a tree. The puppy looked scared and very fragile. Paragraph 2. Mia knelt down and held out her hand. The puppy slowly walked over, wagging its tail. Mia smiled. "You must be lost," she said softly. She gently picked the puppy up. Mia's mom said, "Let's check if he has a tag." They looked, but there was no tag or collar. Paragraph 3. Mia felt sad for the little puppy. She didn't want it to be alone. Mia's mom said they should put up a sign so the owner could find their puppy. Together, they wrote, "Lost Puppy Found," and taped it to the park's bulletin board. Paragraph 4. The next day, a man came to their house. He was the puppy's owner. He was so happy he hugged Mia and said thank you many times. Mia was glad the puppy was safe and back home. All right. Let's turn the page. We're going to go to our questions. Question number 1 says, what is this story mostly about? A. Mia wants a new puppy. B. Mia and her mom find a lost puppy. C. The puppy runs away again. And D. Mia takes the puppy to the vet. I just want you to think back to the story for A, B, C, and D. I want you to think, does Mia want a new puppy in the story? Because what I remember is that she finds a puppy. Even the picture looks like she finds this puppy. B says Mia and her mom find a lost puppy. C, the puppy runs away again. Well, again means that he does it like a second time. And at the end of the story, right here, it talks about that somebody came to the house and he was the puppy's owner. But I don't see anything that talks about running away again. And then D, Mia takes the puppy to the vet. Well, did they go to the vet? Like, was the vet in the story? I don't know. Okay, pick your best answer. Number 2, which sentence from paragraph 3 shows how Mia felt about the puppy? So, which sentence from paragraph 3? So, we need to go back to paragraph 3 and find something that shows how Mia felt about the puppy. Okay, let's go back to paragraph 3. So which one shows that she feels like some kind of emotion? A, Mia felt sad for the little puppy. That's right here. Mia felt sad for the little puppy. Together, they wrote lost puppy found. Well, where that is, it says right here. It says together. Oh, let's go back. Mia's mom said they should put up a sign so the owner could find their puppy. Together, they wrote lost puppy found. So you have to think, does that show how Mia feels, or is it just like what they're doing? Because this one says how Mia felt about the puppy. They wrote it on the bulletin board. Well, also think, okay, is that how does this show? Does it show how Mia feels, or just what they're doing? Mia's mom said they should put up a sign. All right, choose your best answer. Read this sentence from paragraph 1. The puppy looked scared and very fragile. What does the word fragile mean? Easy to break or delicate, full of energy, strong and healthy, or angry. Let's go back to paragraph 1. It says, one bright Saturday morning, Mia went to the park with her mom. They were walking down the path when Mia heard a strange sound. She looked around and saw a tiny brown puppy hiding behind a tree. The puppy looked scared and very fragile. So you have to decide what that word fragile means. Easy to break or delicate, full of energy, strong and healthy, or angry. All right, let's do number 4. Which word in paragraph 2 is spelled incorrectly? In paragraph 2, I intentionally put more than just one word that is spelled wrong. Excuse me. I intentionally put more than one word spelled wrong because I wanted you to look in paragraph 2 because the question says paragraph 2. So if we're looking somewhere else, that's not what this question is telling us. It says which word where? In paragraph 2. So we need to go back to paragraph 2. Here it is. It says the word there in paragraph 2. Okay, well, let's find the word there. There's that one. The word tag. All right, well, here's tag. The word tail. And the word smiled. Right here. Okay, so those are all of our words. So we need to read in the context and figure out which one is the best answer. Which one is spelled wrong? Okay. Mia knelt down and held out her hand. The puppy slowly walked over, wagging its tail. Well, there are two types of tails that we could say. Like, if I'm telling a tale is like a story, or like a tale of a dog or a tale of a horse. And if I want to tell a story, like tell a tall tale, then I would spell it like this. So are we talking about a dog tale, or are we talking about a story that is a tale? Because this one would be like a dog tale, and this one would be like telling a story. Okay, so we might need to come back to that one. Smiled. Let's check if he has a tag. Well, this is how we would spell that. And I think smiled is okay. But I want you to think about this one. They looked, but there was no tag or collar. We have in English, we have a couple types of theirs, right? We have like there, like look over there. We have there, and I'm gonna do this because this means like a little person, like if it's theirs. So I always like to think of the I as like a person, and that's how this is spelled. So are we talking about like theirs or like over there? there was no tag or collar. So you might need to think about this word too. It's okay if you have more than one answer. All right, let's go to number 5. Number 5 says, read this sentence from paragraph 4. He was so happy he hugged Mia and said thank you many times. Which is the best way to fix sentence 5? So we need to think about, like, are there any errors in this? He was so happy he, oh, I see this, hugged. This has 2 G's. Mia and said thank you many times. B says he was so happy he hugged Mia and said thank you many times. C says he was so happy hugged. Oh, so there's no, this one, we have something missing right here. He was so happy hugged Mia and said thank you many times. Or D, he was so happy hugged Mia and said thank you many time. So you have to tell me which one is the best way to fix sentence 5. All right, number 6. What is the best way to combine these sentences from paragraph 4? So the sentences are right here. Mia was glad, and then the next sentence is the puppy was safe. Well, how could we put those together in the best way? Mia was glad because the puppy was safe. Mia was glad because the puppy was safe. Mia, glad the puppy was safe. Glad was Mia, the puppy was safe. Pick the best way to combine those sentences. And number 7, why did Mia and her mom put up a sign at the park? To warn others about a lost puppy? To show the puppy belonged to Mia? To help the owner find the puppy? Or D, to ask people to bring food for the puppy? So think about, why did Mia and her mom put up a sign at the park? You might need to go back to the story and read paragraph 3. Okay.